From jelly bean creeps
Please!
to hyper-intelligent dinosaurs capable of disintegrating Rick Sanchez himself.
Are you kidding me?
Goodbye.
Rick and Morty is filled with weird, wacky, and just downright bonkers characters, but have you ever wondered who's the most powerful? I am on a mission to find the heavyweight champion of the multiverse, so today, I'll be ranking every character's power level from pipsqueaks to absolute units, starting with the weakest weakling, which surprisingly isn't Jerry. It's Ants in My Eyes Johnson!
I'm Ants in My Eyes Johnson, here at Ants in My Eyes Johnson's Electronic. I mean, there's so many ants in my eyes.
This guy can't feel pain at all. That almost sounds like a superpower, so why is he at power level 1? Well, not only is Ants in My Eyes Johnson overweight, middle-aged, constantly sweaty, he's totally blind.
Because I can't see anything. Our prices, I hope, aren't too low. Check out this refrigerator. What about this microwave? Only $100. I'm Ants in My Eyes Johnson. Everything's black. I can't see a thing.
Dude would struggle to pick up a gun, let alone fire it at an enemy. Morty's made plenty of enemies throughout the show, like Evil Morty, Lighthouse Guy, Rick Prime. His original nemesis, however, was Brad.
Hey, Jessica.
What's up, Morty?
What are you doing? Wait. Were you about to talk to her?
I was thinking about it.
Dude, stay in your league.
Brad ended up dating Jessica, so he's more powerful than Morty in the school's social hierarchy, but what are this guy's real strengths? Well, he's physically strong and once kicked the frackin' frick out of Aberdolf Linkler at Rick's house party in Rixie Business.
I have no quarrel with you, boy.
Boy, what's that supposed to mean?
Don't look at me, dude.
Look, I'm half Abraham Lincoln, so...
So, I should get on my knees and kiss your ass?
Well, no, but...
What do I know? That the Third Reich will reign for 1,000 years?
Leave him alone, Brad.
Stay out of this, Jessica!
Kick his ass, Brad! Kick his ass! Kick his ass!
Overall, though, there's nothing really special about Brad. He's just a typical jock. If we stuck this regular teen in the middle of a battlefield, he'd most likely be killed, much to Morty's pleasure. Mr. Poopy Butthole may be small, but just like Babe, he can be ferocious if provoked. This is proven by the episode One Crew Over the Cuckoo's Morty, where he beat up an entire class of African-American women study students after they turned on him for pronouncing Maya Angelou as Maya Angelou.
Told you, Morty. He's still got it.
You sons of...
He's also quite the resilient little sausage fella and survived being shot straight through the heart.
Is something wrong, Beth?
No, Beth!
Wait, but
Oh, Beth, why?
I need an ambulance. My wife shot a longtime family friend.
On the surface, Mr. Goldenfold is just Morty's mean old math teacher.
Detention! Class dismissed early so Morty can have instant detention.
You'd expect this guy to be good with numbers and bad at combat, right? Well, the episode The Rick Shank Redemption proved he's tough enough to not only survive an alien invasion,
No longer will the insects have domain over surface world.
but to help reclaim the planet by dishing out medieval-style executions in the school playground.
They're drawing and quartering aliens in the school courtyard, and it technically counts as patriotism.
Dang, I wish they gave us a scene for that. This, though, I'm glad I don't have a clip of.
You're patients of Dr. Wong too?
Temporarily.
How long have you all been eating poop?
Yep, dude eats a literal poop and presumably has a super strong immune system to not be dead or constantly sick from that disgusting habit. Power level 600. Remember Arthresia? She was that little cat girl who lived on Purge Planet. Anyway, she basically shot and mugged the greatest fighter in the universe.
get out! Get out!
Hey, whoa!
Get the out of the flying machine! Back up! Back the up! I'm sorry, but that's not really worth anything tonight, is it?
Oh, jeez.
Morty! She tried to purge me, Morty!
Rick, she took the car.
You kidding me, Morty? She took my car and the gun. We're like the rest of these assholes now.
Later that night, Rick teams up with a little girl who overpowered him, and together they murder each and every rich asshole on the planet for forcing the peasants to purge every year.
Yeah, big
Okay, now it's time we do a little dancing to Tony.
What's Arthresia's power level? She appears around 12 to 14, and despite her young age, she survived multiple purge festivals without a single scar on her, so she's clearly highly experienced in the art of purging. She also savagely mugged the great Rick Sanchez. That alone earns her serious credit, but it really was just a rare case of Rick being caught off guard. In a fair fight, Arthresio certainly would not stand a chance against him, so her power level is realistically around 800. Beth Smith. She's just a harmless suburban mom, and the only bright red mess she could ever possibly make would be spilling a glass of wine on the carpet. Yeah, right.
All right, everybody.
Oh, it's the magic crayon lady. Oh my god, I'm my father.
While Beth would want everyone to think she's normal, deep down she's always been a cold-blooded psychopath.
Look at some of the you were asking me to make you as a kid. Ray guns, a whip that forces people to like you, a parent trap, a lightning gun, night vision googly eye glasses, sound erasing sneaker, an indestructible baseball bat, mind-controlled hair clips, a pink sentient switchblade.
Hi, Beth. You've gotten taller. Shall we resume stabbing?
She's got mostly Rick genes, so you'd expect her to be like the second most powerful member of the family by default, but she ain't really that great at fighting. In the episode Solarix, for example, Summer and Space Beth slaughter a bunch of aliens like it's nothing, but Beth struggles to kill just one.
I got it. I got it. I got it.
I guess killing comes a lot easier to her in the comfort of her own home because in Total Recall, she went on a memory parasite killing spree. Yeah, Jerry never forgave her for murdering his lover, Sleepy Gary.
No, just send me to Gary. I want to be with Gary.
Beth doesn't go on that many of Rick's adventures, so she hasn't really had the opportunity to hone her killing skills to Morty and Summer's level. However, the Prime Dimension Beth basically had no option but to become a master survivalist and Cronenberg slaughterer after Rick abandoned her to live in an apocalypse forever. Some father. So I think it's fair to say that normal Beth has the capabilities to be much stronger, but at her current state, she just ain't. Up next, the guy who proved all his haters wrong by only ranking 7th weakest in the whole show, and most importantly, higher in power than Beth, Jerry Smith. In a world filled with crazy aliens, interdimensional monsters, and mad scientists, he'd almost be a regular guy if he weren't so needy, useless, and don't forget cowardly.
It's a small, hinged panel. If you can find one too, we should be safe for hours, maybe days.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he's killed aliens before, but his combat skills are so far from even meh, an actual daycare had to be built to keep him safe.
I don't know how this works. Help me. Oh, what the hell? I know, right?
You created a daycare for my dad?
Are you kidding? I wish I had this idea.
The Jerry Baree is only for regular Jerrys, though. Cronenberg Dimension Jerry don't need no daycare. The Cronenbergs need a daycare to stay safe from him.
What are you doing with that?
It stinks of Rick.
What is the matter with you people? You're a bunch of back savages.
You can never leave.
Yep, dude became totally jacked and now wears dead Cronenberg's clothes. He's basically a sci-fi version of DiCaprio in The Revenant, but even at max power, Jerry will obviously never come close to defeating any kind of Rick, even the doofest one.
Hold your fire, hold your fire!
Morty returns to his original dimension again in Solarix, but Jerry is still surviving even long after Summer and Beth both perished.
Where's Mom and Summer?
Oh, they're gone.
Gone?
But Beth got sick and Summer didn't thaw right. In a few of these, the whole brain is still intact. Anyway, it's awesome protein.
I'm so sorry, Dad. I guess we all underestimated you.
The existence of Cronenberg Dimension Jerry proves every version of him has way more potential than anyone ever thought, just like Beth. Given the right circumstances, like a monster apocalypse caused by Rick or an orb that only someone as pure as heart as Jerry can use, with power like that, he can blow up an entire planet.
Auf Wiedersehen, bad guys. Oh, Jesus, one at a time!
And Jerry can go from weak and needy to savage and lethal pretty dang fast, power level 1200. There's not really a lot to Ice Cube. He's basically just an animated version of his real-life self, except he can transform into a literal ice cube.
Man, my people need you.
And who are you?
Ice Cube of the Geometron.
In Ice Cube form, he develops super speed and can presumably survive freezing cold temperatures. Real-life Ice Cube is trained in boxing, so he's a pretty tough dude. He's also got $160 million, and money is a form of power, as much as I hate to admit it. Who would have thought Morty would become a dad at the young age of 14? In Raising Gazorpazorp, Rick buys Morty a robot from a sketchy intergalactic pawn shop.
So we're just going to pretend this isn't happening?
Rick, why would you let Morty bring that thing into our house?
He thought it looked cool. You know what I mean?
Whew. All right, back upstairs.
Now, I'm sure catching an alien STI from the used doll was always a worry in the back of his mind, but I don't think he ever saw this coming.
Okay, unacceptable! Oh.
All right, uh-oh.
Uh-oh? What is that?
I think Morty's robot was designed for more than long weekends. Yep, this here's some kind of baby maker. And that there's half Morty, half who knows what.
Gwendolyn was created on Gazorpazorp, a planet where females live separately from the violent males and make robots just to keep the species populated. That means Morty Jr. is destined to become one of the most aggressive monsters in the entire universe. However, Morty is determined to raise his son into a good person who wouldn't hurt a fly. Take a gander at how that turned out.
Dad, there he is! Morty Jr., no! It's me! It's Dad! Put the car down, Morty Jr.! Where's your hands? Where's your hands?
While Morty Jr. is supposed to be half human, he has all the superhuman strength a Gazorpian has, plus fangs, claws, and an innate urge to fight and kill. In theory, he'd make an incredible warrior. However, the psychological damage he suffered from his horrible childhood has made him repress all those violent urges and channel them into writing.
My father kept me locked in the house until I was a teenager.
But you persevered and created this masterpiece, mind-bending novel, My Horrible Father.
It's a thankless job, Morty. You did the best you could.
As you can see, Morty Jr. also ages extremely fast, so he'd be permanently expired, or at least in a retirement home, by his first birthday. It's gotta be really sad for Jerry knowing his own daughter has more balls than he ever will. Well, at least regular Jerry must feel that way. In Rick Mansing the Stone, Rick takes the kids to a post-apocalyptic dimension where cannibals roam the earth, and Summer literally becomes the new leader of the Deathstalkers after assassinating a guy, whose motto is literally, "Your blood will be my lotion."
Let's go! Grandpa's concern for your safety is fleeting!
Your blood will be my lotion. Kill me, please.
Okay.
Summer!
Okay, getting darker.
She's got master survival instincts too, and unlike her little brother, doesn't need to rely on Rick to keep her safe. For example, when Morty revisits the Cronenberg dimension in the Rick Shank Redemption, the original Summer is still holding her own against the dangerous monsters Rick doomed the family to live among forever.
Oh my god. I have that exact same top. And what's with Hunger Games Summer?
That's my sister. This used to be my home.
Summer's got a thirst for blood and isn't afraid to show it. However, she's just a little baseline human with no superpowers or genius-level intelligence like Rick. I feel like she has way more potential though, and she'd definitely reach it if she wasn't always so distracted by her cell phone.
Next time we're hiding in a Calorkian echo nest, can you do me a favor and turn your ringer off?
Physically speaking, Morty is a scrawny little runt who's a magnet for school bullies.
Well, well, well.
Morning, Frank.
Morning. What is that supposed to mean? You making fun of me? Are you trying to say my family's poor?
Oh, jeez, Frank.
Give this kid a weapon, though, and he turns into a full-blown killing machine. At least when somebody's pushed him past his limits. Lighthouse guy.
Jeez. Wow, Morty, now you're getting into it. All right, let's go find my ship.
Eat this!
Ooh, boy, you're really going for it over there, huh?
Oh, shit!
Okay, Morty, now you're just shooting corpses. Okay, buddy. All right, that's good. Good job. Time to go home.
Morty's also pretty proficient in killing, even without a battle suit, especially when his love life is on the line. Remember when he really wanted that wine for his date with Jessica?
It's real! I was wrong! I was so wrong!
And that time the Tina Tears tried to sell his girlfriend Planetina to some rich Arab guy? You mess with this kid's chance of getting laid, you mess with fire. It's obvious Morty's capable of going on murderous rampages, and there's one more thing that separates this kid from your ordinary 14-year-old. This very bizarre superpower. Yeah, Duke can transform into a pretty frackin' ugly car. For this very reason, his power level is the highest of the Smith family. But at the end of the day, Morty's still just an anxious 14-year-old kid, and without Grandpa Rick there to keep him safe, he ends up in situations like these.
Oh, you came back! Get away from me! No! Help!
Unlike Rick, Morty actually has empathy, and he'll do whatever it takes to save an innocent person's life, even if that someone is a whole frackin' fart. In the episode of Morty Night Run, Morty steals the ship and crashes into a Galactic Federation outpost to kill Fart's assassin.
He saved my life.
What?
Whoa, what's your name?
My kind has no use for names.
Oh, good job, Morty. You killed my best customer, but you saved a mind-reading fart.
Morty, would you kindly release me by pulling that lever to the left of my cell?
Morty, you idiot.
Oh crap, let's get you out of here.
He's gaseous. He's not gonna make it through a portal, Morty.
Rick certainly isn't going to put up with Morty's fart-saving adventure, so he jumps through the portal to play video games, but angrily returns 5 seconds later to save his incompetent grandson from the Federation.
Fart-saving carpet store. Move!
More are coming.
Yeah.
Once they're all safe and sound on Gear World, Rick ditches Morty, leaving him and Fart to, get to know each other a little.
Shut the f up about Moonmen!
Rick and Morty are now wanted fugitives for helping Fart escape captivity. They battle it out with the cops before getting cornered, however they manage to escape when Fart uses his hallucinogenic powers to make the police officers commit suicide.
My life is a
Joke.
All right, let's proceed.
Damn. Talk about silent but deadly.
Rick flies Fart back to his place of origin so his grandson can feel like a hero. But when Morty says goodbye to his only friend, he realizes he unknowingly spent the entire day assisting a genocidal Fart's plans to exterminate all carbon-based life.
Fart, I'm really sorry your name became Fart.
As with this location, we will be back for your cleansing.
Cleansing?
Carbon-based life is a threat to all higher life. Wherever we discover you, we cure it. You haven't changed your mind about that. I can sense your thoughts.
Despite Fart's telepathy, hallucinogenic abilities, and evil nature, at the end of the day, he was just a gas who was no match for Morty's gun.
Morty.
Goodbye.
Squanchy is another little cat alien, but his talent isn't purging, it's squanching.
Oh my god! I'm squanching in here!
While he was initially believed to be just some nasty cat with an addiction to... he actually has a superpower, one he used to help Rick and his family escape the Galactic Federation and the Wedding Squanchers.
Get your family out of here! I got this.
The mere fact that Squanchy can transform into a giant muscular version of himself makes his power level at least 25,000. You'd think Mr. President would have an insane amount of power based on the fact that he's, the President of the United States. The title gives him access to nuclear weapons, the FBI, CIA, and the military. If this weren't a sci-fi show, that would be a whole lot more impressive. Compared to the limitless tech of the Galactic Federation and other insanely futuristic planets, Mr. President's assets are laughably primitive. This explains why he always needs Rick and Morty to help whenever there's an alien threat.
All right. It's about time, gentlemen. Some kind of alien has infested the Kennedy tunnels. I want it hunted down and taken out.
Mr. President is usually behind the scenes being a jerk while his Marines deal with actual threats, but what are his own combat skills like? Well, we do see him battle Rick at full force in the Richturian Mortidade after refusing to take a selfie with Morty. Rick, of course, won the fight and got the president in a headlock, ready to say cheese, but Morty got fed up with his grandpa a long time ago.
I told you I didn't want the damn selfie 800 times!
So where did you go?
I can't tell you.
All in all, while Mr. President certainly has incredible power on Earth, compared to the rest of the universe, he's pretty insignificant, although he clearly knows how to operate badass machinery. Rick and Morty isn't really known for celebrity parodies like South Park is, but the writer's take on Gwyneth Paltrow was quite hilarious.
You're about to meet me, Jeneth Padro Chung.
Fate isn't fiction. Everything you want can be yours if you ask for it. Look at me's. Every suit I wear is virgin white. I'm firm and right.
Jeneth appeared in the episode Final Desmithation as the CEO of Fortune 500, a fortune cookie company that can predict anybody's destiny no matter how dark and disturbing.
You will have with your mother. Oh, that was close.
Close to what?
Jeneth's main feat is fate manipulation, as she can control the destiny of any person by creating a fortune cookie, as proven by Rick, who just saved Jerry from committing by writing a new fortune. Fate manipulation essentially gives Jeneth god-level power, but she can only make fortune cookies with this giant fate-manipulating alien.
Its stomach is stripping randomness from space-time that bend entropy towards definable outcomes. I mean, that's how fate works. It pulls unknown toward known.
Huh.
Fortune cookies are alien poop.
Jeneth's power level is still 75,000 though, and that's because she's capable of transforming into this monstrous Cronenberg-like abomination by consuming multiple fortunes at once. Space Beth is basically an adventurous, cybernetically enhanced clone of Beth that Rick made, so one Beth could remain on Earth with the family, and the other could explore the universe.
The lady, switcheroo.
Don't you ever miss Earth?
I don't have to miss it. My dad made a perfect clone of me to take my place.
We don't actually know which Beth is the clone and which the original, I think, but there's one thing we can be dead certain of: Space Beth is a total badass.
Cool, Mom. Let's keep it moving. I don't have all day.
Her performance appears to almost rival Rick's in terms of Mortal Kombat, suggesting she had military training or some kind of fighting chip implanted in her. Space Beth's skull is also just made of metal.
Is your skull metal? It is. Oh, cool.
And she's capable of mimicking the voice of anyone, even her piece of trash father.
Okay, have fun, pumpkin. Sorry,
While Space Beth is undeniably powerful, at the end of the day, she's still a Beth, and Beths are far from the most powerful beings in the universe. I mean, just look at how easy it is for Rick to overpower her.
It really was nice.
Overall, while regular Beth thinks Space Beth is just her without the patience to do laundry, her power level is way higher and sits at 100,000. Now, I can't be the only one who imagined Rick being like that one lady from that meme.
I don't need friends. They disappoint me.
Turns out he does have friends, though, and actually a bestie.
Bird Person is my best friend.
Rick and Bird Person go way back and fought in the Battle of Blood Ridge together, basically the universe's Vietnam War. Based on that fact alone, you'd expect BP to be some kind of master warrior. However, he was easily taken out by his own wife in the wedding squanchers.
What are you doing?
Sit your bird ass down.
Bird Person!
Bird Person was revived by the Galactic Federation as a cyborg after that, and his power level became so high, he effortlessly blasted Rick's organs out. Still not sure how he survived that.
Never thought this was how I'd die.
Step back! You're not killing him till we kick his ass, Bird Person.
Phoenix Person was killed by Space Beth after she secretly flicked off his switch when Jerry created this terrible distraction using an invisibility belt.
Ahead, let me give you some of this sweet ass.
Since all it took to kill this lethal cyborg was a frackin' off switch, I can't realistically put this guy any higher than 250,000 in the power scale. That's a Doofenshmirtz level move right there. You can't say he didn't cause an insane amount of damage to Rick, though. Up next, Morty's former pet dragon, Bartholomew, a giant fire-breathing monster who's a for old grandpas.
Morty, I can explain. I feel better now. I hope it's not because you're watching enough.
We followed the smell of sulfur and skankery.
Oh, man.
If he dies, anyone in the soul bond dies with him. This can be strategically weaponized. Bonding with an enemy makes him effectively unkillable, unless they're willing to go down with him. Although there are ways to break soul bonds. Bartholomew can also transform into the all Phoenix Dragon by soul bonding with 9 other beings. In this form, he is essentially a mass of erotic energy strong enough to overpower the sorcerer who had enslaved hundreds of dragons in Dragon World. This is a real show, by the way.
What? Please, no! It burns longer! I could have died fast!
All in all, the dragon's power level should be 750,000 at the bare minimum because, I mean, he's a 100,000-pound fire-breathing beast who can bond to souls. Need I say more? Remember that one time Rick took steroids?
Stupid!
How do you like that? How do you like that?
Yeah, he got real cocky after that because why else did he genuinely believe he could beat up Zeus for sleeping with his girlfriend Gaia, who is a literal planet, might I add. I feel like this is a prime example of how much less trouble Rick would get in if he weren't a raging alcoholic. Like, there's no way he would have picked a fight with that guy sober. Anyway, despite being presented as a god, Zeus was a mere mortal after all, as proven by Summer and Morty's terrible piloting skills.
What the? Did we die?
I don't ever want to be high again. I got scared straight.
You kids are my heroes. You saved Grandpa's life.
Mr. Meeseeks, an adorable yet kind of creepy blue guy, spawns whenever anyone presses Rick's Meeseeks box.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
Mr. Meeseeks never usually exists longer than 3 hours, so the eternal torture of teaching Jerry how to take 2 strokes off his golf game basically turned him rabid.
Everybody stop! Look at me! Nothing will be accomplished by shedding Meeseeks. The job can't be done. We'll never get 2 strokes off his game. Where's he going? Where is he?
Mr. Meeseeks can also turn violent if his task requires it. For example, in Edge of Morty, Rick Die Rick Pete, Morty summoned him to kill the city's police force after they tried to arrest him for killing his high school bullies.
Shield me from the law. Yes, sir. Look at me.
The fact that Mr. Meeseeks can take out the whole police force and send the city up in flames with only 20 of them is absolutely bonkers. Mr. Meeseeks' strength and power is essentially unlimited because he can multiply an infinite amount of times. However, he can only spawn if summoned, only exists to serve other people, and dies when he's completed his assigned task. Can also be killed at any moment by the vacuum of space, which sounds super painful if you ask me.
Ah, Mr. Meeseeks!
Kill this Nazi prick!
Unity is one of Rick's ex-girlfriends, but that's far from the most insane thing about this gal. She's actually a hive mind. This means she can control the minds of an entire planet's population simultaneously and still somehow find time to screw Rick.
We need a hang glider and a crotchless Uncle Sam costume, and I want the stands packed with every man that remotely resembles my father. I want you!
While Unity only wants to use her powers for good, if she wanted to, she could create an army of trillions and inflict mass destruction on the entire multiverse. But she does have one weakness, making her incredibly stoppable: booze and drugs. Make her lose control of all of the minds she's controlling, as proven by the aftermath of her wild party with Rick.
Way to go, Summer. You started a race war.
I didn't start it. They're the racists.
I'll have a super accurate headstone now.
Hey, these two freaks have no race.
People say opposites attract. I guess they're right, because how else did Jerry Smith end up dating a warrior priestess and master hunter?
Cutting off their heads isn't doing it right?
They're clearly regenerative.
We're all tired.
Tonight, we celebrate.
With a hunt?
Yes.
In the ABCs of Beth, Jerry can't handle all of Kiara's hunting and wants to dump her. He's too afraid though, so he shamelessly frames his own kids as racists who have demanded they break up. Who would have thought that that would lead to the Psycho trying to hunt down and kill Summer and Morty?
Children must be destroyed so that we can be together.
You need to break up with her, Dad.
Kiara's ex suddenly showed up and the Smiths escaped in all the awkwardness. Realizing he was the rebound all along definitely hurt Jerry's feelings, but at least his kids didn't die facing the wrath of a psycho huntress with telekinesis strong enough to rip 11 into 11 pieces. Morty somehow got the first girlfriend of his young life in a Rick convenient Mort. Being able to fly already makes Planetina an upgrade from boring old Jessica, but this eco-warrior superhero can be a little militant in her beliefs about protecting the environment.
Get out of there! You're killing the planet!
Your people didn't get the votes. Leave or I'll have you arrested.
It's you people who should be arrested.
Easy for you to say. You can live how you want. We need the jobs.
You filthy murderer!
Tina, stop it!
As much as Morty wanted things to work out, he wasn't gonna risk getting burned alive for accidentally putting cardboard in the plastic bin, so he broke up with Planetina.
Please go. I can't see you anymore.
Don't you even want to try to make it work? We were so close.
You murdered 300 people.
That definitely counts as taking the breakup well, considering Planetina could literally turn Morty to ash on the spot if she wanted to. Anyway, her power level is 7 million because, I mean, she's a flying super villain with laser vision and the power of fire. Enough said, really. Mr. Nimbus, the strange, horny king of the ocean who controls the police. A pervert like him will never, ever tire of that power.
Flee. Shall we, Richard?
Not only that, he's got a trident of Poseidon.
You have desecrated the sacred treaty betwixt land and sea.
According to Roman mythology, this divine weapon grants Mr. Nimbus the power to control seas, create storms, and cause earthquakes, allowing him to effectively wipe out entire civilizations and kill millions with minimal effort if somebody says no to a three-way. However, in the show, all of his powers seem to come from his ice-cold wee-wee.
Did you think I would let you die alone, Richard?
Mr. Nimbus clearly has an insane level of horniness and power to boot. This would explain why he's the one nemesis Rick tries hard not to piss off. He's one of few beings who genuinely intimidates him.
Submit, you continental...
Or maybe that's just because he's an ex-lover.
Cold feet.
No.
Yes, he would.
At the end of the episode, Mort Dinner Rick Andre, Mr. Nimbus calls off his war with Rick, but promptly beats his ass once he realized Summer had stolen the forbidden shell that gives him his power.
Betrayal!
My weapons, Morty! I used them all!
Is that? I'm just gonna blow it.
Destroy the horn!
What the hell?
How was I supposed to know that?
As simply destroying a shell can render Mr. Nimbus powerless, he really doesn't deserve a power level anything higher than 20 million, in my opinion. In real life, the Pope is considered one of the world's most powerful people due to the extensive diplomatic, cultural, and spiritual influence of his position. This is even more true in the Rick and Morty episode Mort Ragnarok, where His Holiness has been granted infinite power from Valhalla and uses it to kill Rick, Morty, and Bigfoot.
Infinite energy, and the Pope uses it to levitate like Chris Angel.
Rick, Morty, and Bigfoot come back to life using their backup clones, but there was no Sasquatch clones in the garage, so Bigfoot is now Summer. Anyway, the three of them return to the Vatican to get revenge on the Pope, only to be vaporized 3 seconds after they step through the door. After blaming the defeat on a planned test run of his clone revival thingy, sure, Rick returns to murder the Pope, but gets vaporized once again. The next time he returns wearing his most lethal battle armor, only to die again and again and again. At this point, Rick has to turn to a whole army of monsters just to fight the Pope, but even they aren't a match for His Holiness's power.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, but these guys could do it.
After 7 humiliating defeats, Rick managed to cut off the Pope's power from Valhalla and capture him in a Pokeball. Now he's just a regular Pope who can't even survive a Pokemon battle. This cunning little frick is Evil Morty. His villain origin story is pretty simple. He grew tired of being the same old abused and disrespected Morty.
Another adventure where I went up an ass!
Oh good, are we having this fight again?
And set out to dismantle the whole system of Morty's existing solely to become sidekicks for Rick's. Also, just to frickin' leave it all behind, he started by creating an eye patch transmitter which he used to take control of evil Rick and make him murder as many Ricks and kidnap as many Mortys as possible. In the episode Rick Mirai Jack, he finally rises to power as the first Morty president ever, and commits even more mass murder by sending every Rick and Morty at the Citadel to the Blender dimension by hacking their portal guns.
Nobody leave, everybody stay. Nobody leave, everybody stay. Nobody leave, everybody stay. Nobody leave.
What's happening, Rick?
He hacked the entire city's portal supply. Come on, there still might be one way.
Evil Morty also managed to capture Rick and scan his brain to bring down the central finite curve, a wall separating the universes where Rick is the smartest man in the universe from all the other ones where he isn't.
Every version of us has spent every version of all of our lives in one infinite crib, and I'm leaving it. That's what makes me evil, being sick of him.
Breaking it down allowed him to escape the Rick-dominated system and live freely. However, it destroyed the entire Citadel in the process, leaving Rick and Morty totally emaciated with nothing else to do but drink their own piss.
Been drinking a lot of my piss.
Guess that was all part of Evil Morty's plan.
He basically threw a tantrum to announce he was quitting Twitter.
Nobody quits Twitter.
They would have both died from hunger if Space Beth hadn't shown up and rescued them, although I'm very surprised Rick didn't turn on Morty and eat him. Huh. Guess he does have morals after all. Evil Morty was last seen in Unmort Rickin', where he teamed up with Rick and Morty to go after Rick Prime. After Rick Prime's defeat, Evil Morty took off and his whereabouts are currently unknown. He's still out there somewhere though. Maybe he'll return in Season 9 with even more power, but for the time being, his power level is at 500 million. This is based on his high intelligence, ability to cause colossal levels of mass murder and destruction, and the fact that a protective force field surrounds him constantly.
Now listen to Pop Pop, Morty.
I'd be an idiot if I didn't check.
Rick might be 70, but this old grandpa can still throw punches and deliver slaps that make Jerry burst into tears. The power of Rick's doesn't come from physical strength though, it's all about brain power, baby. And this mastermind's awesome brain can literally make anything happen. He can transform into a leg.
Hey look, Morty! I'm a leg! A leg, Morty!
And more infamously, a pickle.
I'm a pickle! I'm Pickle Rick!
He can regenerate limbs whenever he feels like it.
Fight! 50% chance I'm not lying.
He can freeze and manipulate time.
Hurry up, Morty. Grandpa's about to unfreeze time.
He can obliterate entire planets without breaking a sweat.
I am the god of death.
made a whole video about that, by the way. You should totally watch it. Now, as if being able to do all that stuff isn't insane enough, Rick is also kind of immortal because when he dies, as we talked about, he can be revived through a clone's body in the garage.
Get a tissue sample from the corpse. Now, take that to the trunk and insert it into the clone compiler.
All in all, the things this genius can make happen with his amazing brain makes him even more powerful than an army of a billion Morty Juniors. And to think he does it all under the influence of alcohol. Honestly, if Rick were sober, he might be the most powerful Rick of them all. But that title truly belongs to the worst Rick, eviler Rick, shitty grandpa, otherwise known as Rick Prime. There's no debating he's the biggest bastard of all, but why is he the most powerful? Well, to put it simply, Rick Prime was the smartest Rick of all. Not only was he the first to invent portal travel, he was the first and only inventor of the Omega device. A device he used to erase Diane from infinity after murdering her in Beth. For Rick Prime to have invented a device that rewrites reality across infinite timelines, something that literally deletes one person and one person only from every possibility, that's more than science, that is god-level tech. Another reason why Prime is superior in intelligence is that Rick C-137 had to spend decades rampaging across the multiverse to actually find him in the frackin' first place. Rick Prime outsmarted Rick for years by managing to stay completely off his radar, moving between dimensions and abandoning Morty's to hide his signal. Rick would finally hunt him down in the episode Unmortricken, and after a long battle with Morty and evil Morty's help, he at long last avenged his wife and daughter's deaths.
What's your life without me? Let's find out. Admit it. You would have been me.
Evil Morty then erased all of Rick Prime's backup clones to prevent him from ever coming back to life. Even though he was defeated in the end, his power level is still higher than Rick's purely based on intelligence alone. A character named Sleamy Pants ain't even weird by Rick and Morty's standards, and neither is the way he looks.
I'd say you can keep them on forever. But the only way your dumb ass could ever have one is if it was stolen.
Sleamy Pants is a time cop and part of a species of fourth-dimensional testicles who are immortal. Immortality makes him unkillable, so his power level should be at least 10 billion by default, even though he got his ass kicked by a grandpa.
Even kicking your ass!
Listen, hey, twist arms, but these arms are vestigial. Oh.
He may have only gotten 4 minutes of screen time at the end of the episode Solarix, but Mr. Frundles is one of the show's most popular villains. That's because so many characters in the show are butt ugly, and he's totally adorable.
Look who I found in Rick's room.
I'm Mr. Frundle.
Turns out Mr. Frundles was more than just a sassy little ankle biter. He was a deadly parasite Rick had kept locked up for some reason. Thanks to Jerry, why is it always Jerry, Mr. Frundles infected the entire Earth in just a matter of seconds.
I'm Mr. Frundle.
Rick realized he was no match for Mr. Cutie Patootie Frundles, so the family had to go and live in a reality where they just happened to have died, or maybe Rick murdered them all. I don't really know. Either way, the fact that Mr. Frundles is so powerful even Rick couldn't do anything means his power level must be at least 50 billion. If you thought American Idol and the X Factor were brutal, allow me to introduce you to Planet Music, an intergalactic reality show where planets must perform musical hits to floating giant heads or be obliterated.
Let these worlds be free, please!
Disqualified.
In Get Swifty, a giant head invades Earth and uses its weather-controlling powers to terrorize the humans while demanding entertainment.
Show me what you got.
Jim, you hurt.
With the existence of Beyonce, the planet is surely safe. However, an earthquake caused by the giant head has killed every good singer on the planet. So I guess the fate of the world now rests in Rick and Morty's very untalented hands.
Oh, yeah. You gotta get Swifty. What the hell is that?
It's our world's best effort, that's what.
Miraculously, Rick's absolute garbage song about on the floor pleases the giant head, but now Earth has to compete in the final round of Planet Music.
Them to show us what they got, and they did.
While the first two competitors get eliminated, Rick goofs off in the recording booth while humanity is counting on him. Having no faith in his one-hit wonder grandpa, Morty steals the portal gun and escapes to slightly less horrible dimensions. Realizing he'll die if Morty doesn't return, Rick bucks his ideas up, but let's face it, even Jerry could write a better song than this trash.
Ugh, tough crowd.
Thankfully, Morty returned and helped Rick get Swifty with yet another totally disgusting song.
Say it with me. Head bent over. Raised up
Posterior.
After 988 seasons, Earth was declared the winner of Planet Music and teleported back to the Milky Way. If the musical geniuses Rick and Morty hadn't been there, the planet would have been instantly turned to dust by the Chromulons. I mean, these giant heads are so powerful, this is the damage all the government's nuclear missiles caused. Even if the government built a missile capable of actually harming the giant head, it wouldn't matter anyway because the Chromulons are immortal gods. Not only that, a single one of these entertainment-craving destroyers can teleport whole planets and cause catastrophic levels of destruction by controlling the weather. All in all, while a giant head might not win Planet Music, its power level of 100 billion definitely earns it the title of heavyweight champion of the multiverse. Believe it or not, there are even more insane videos on this channel. Click the screen to find out what kind of evil this character has gotten up to lately. Thanks for watching!